Watch it or drop it, let's review. Today we are talking about the 7 Deadly Sins. Now the question here, is it worth watching or should you drop it? The 7 Deadly Sins follow a group of legendary knights who were once accused of treason and disabandoned. Years later, Princess Elizabeth sets out to find each of these legendary knights to save her kingdom from the corrupt Holy Knights. On paper, the story is actually very solid. The world building is interesting, and the idea of each character embodying a deadly sin gives each character so much depth. This show goes into character depth very well. Almost every character has a backstory that explains who they are and why they are the way they are. My personal favourites are Baan and Escanor. And Escanor, he's just iconic. He's such an OP character, but he's so iconic. I love the dual personality of how he's so frail, frigid and shy, and then all of a sudden he's just this big beast. Like, that being said, there are certain characters within this anime that I don't particularly like or I'm not particularly fond of. For example, Elizabeth. Purely down to her voice actor. I watched 7 Deadly Sins in English dubbed and I could not stand the voice actor of Elizabeth. It always threw me off and it made me kind of fall out of the story sometimes because of it. I feel like the voice actor affected how much I could enjoy her as a character. So I'm not going to put it down to her as a character or how she is, but purely the voice acting, which is a big deal for me. I feel like it has to be spoken about. Some of the relationships within the anime are uncomfortable. Is that the right word? Well, it makes me feel uncomfortable. For example, Baan and Elaine. Technically speaking, we know Elaine is of age, but visually and emotionally it kind of made me feel a little bit uncomfortable. Her appearance makes the dynamic feel off, so like all this tension they have with each other and all this emotion is throwing me off because of her appearance. Even though the narrative justifies it, I feel like I just couldn't look past it, and you know, it's that layer that I couldn't grasp. I feel like the pacing's actually pretty decent early on in the anime. There's a good balance of action and story, character development. However, when we get to the final season, it threw me off. I feel like it was terrible. The pacing goes completely down. Episodes drag. I feel like the fighting loses impact. Overall, I feel like the execution just was not there, emotionally or visually. I feel like what should have been the most intense moment throughout the anime just felt very boring and messy. 7 Deadly Sins has strong character depth, amazing concept, standout characters like Baan and Escanor, and a solid story. However, they should have had better voice acting choices, some uncomfortable storylines, and one of the most underwhelming final seasons. Because of how badly it wrapped up, I'm gonna have to say, drop it. If you are curious, you may enjoy the earlier seasons, but just bear in mind that the ending is not it. Thank you for watching, and I'm probably gonna continue this series. Comment down below any animes you recommend I review. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.